Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Jeep Thoughts. I'm your host, Cutter. Today we're going to talk about some stuff that happened today, and it's going to lead into a discussion about storytelling, screenwriting, writing in general. So, today I was angry. I woke up angry this morning, and I was really concerned about doing any writing when I was angry because I didn't want the writing to be affected by that anger in a negative way. And so for a couple of hours I avoided it. I avoided writing. And then I was like, okay, if I'm going to write, what am I going to write? What should I write while I am angry? Well, if y'all can kind of guess what I decided to write while I was angry, I wrote fight scenes. And it turned out to be just as cathartic as it sounds. So, let's talk about it, shall we? Now, I am not going to say that I wrote amazingly brilliant, beautiful fight scenes. I did not. I wrote basic bitch, bare bones fight scenes, okay? They'll get fleshed out a little better when I edit and as inspiration comes to me. But it did do the job of getting rid of my anger in a healthy, constructive manner. So that's point one. Point two. Something interesting happened in the process of writing while angry. I decided to give a couple of characters that were previously kind of unnamed, just unnamed supporting characters. Pardon me. Just unnamed supporting characters. Names. I gave them names. And something interesting happened when I did that. I changed their story a little bit because originally, well, let's go ahead and say it, because that is what we're going to talk about in a little bit. Originally, I fridged them. The town they were in, it was Innkeep and his daughter, who was the chambermaid. And there was an attack on the town, and of course the plucky band of heroes defended, but the attack was overwhelming, yada yada yada. So I decided that I didn't want to fridge those characters. I don't really like fridging characters at all. If I can avoid it, I will. And they weren't, truthfully, they should have had names because they had lines. Which is another reason why I decided, let's give them names. So I gave them names. And this time I did not kill them both. I killed the father, did not kill the daughter. So the daughter's about a teenager. And, alright, let's just go into fridging then. So first of all, we need to talk about what is and what is not fridging. Every character death is not necessarily fridging a character. The best way that I decide for myself if I am fridging a character is character's death solely for the purpose of motivating another character to do something or not to do something. That's number one. Number two is, does that character's death rob them of their agency? And what I mean by that is, was it a death that was incurred by their own actions, or was it just something that happened to them? And originally, it was something that just happened to them, to the father and the daughter. Okay? And I didn't want that. I wanted there to be agency there. And so I rewrote it so that the father sacrificed himself to save his daughter. She got injured, so the town was being attacked by giant spiders. Let's just go ahead and do that, okay? She gets bitten by a giant spider through the forearm. It injures her, doesn't really incapacitate her. And let's get some less wind there. There we go. And where was I? Okay, so she gets bitten, it injures her, does not incapacitate her. Her father grabs the spider that bit her, like this thing's fangs are still through her arm, grabs it by the head, pulls it out of her arm, shoves her towards the band of plucky heroes, and then proceeds to use that spider's body to bludgeon the other spiders to death. Uses it as a weapon until, as I describe it, its head literally comes off of its body in his hand. And then he throws the head at another spider, grabs that spider, and uses that spider to bludgeon more spiders to death. And then does that another time. And then finally, the spiders swarm him and get the best of him. But even as he's going down, he is still killing spiders. And he's screaming not in pain or fear, in anger. Like he is raging against these fucking spiders. And it's absolutely one of my best. I am so glad I got angry today. I know it's hard. You don't say that under very many circumstances, but in this particular case, I'm very glad I got angry today, because it worked out very well for me. But the other thing that happened that was a little bit of a surprise to me is, well, now I can use that as motivation for the daughter. Like, even like he did not lose his agency, but I can use it as motivation for the daughter to decide, because she's at the very beginning of this set of scenes in this village, she's kind of a very timid, mousy little girl. And after her father is killed, she tells the main characters, I want you to teach me how to fight. I want to destroy these things. I want to help take out the big bad. I want to fight. I want these things to pay. And so now that has become her motivation. So that was kind of my surprising moment is when I gave a character a name. I gave her a name, and she decided she was going to become a badass warrior woman. And I'm like, okay, girl, we're going to make that happen for you. We're going to make this happen. So there you have it. Oh, you know, I should probably explain what fridging is for those who don't know. Fridging is when you kill off a character solely for the purpose of motivation of another character. And as I said, it happens when... Actually, do I want to... I kind of don't want to get off here. Yeah. It happens when the death is something that simply occurs to the character and not something the character brings upon themselves through their own actions. Basically, it robs them of their agency and of their humanity, really. So, anyway, that's my little lesson for today. Y'all carry on smartly.